Hey guys, it's me, Rubik's25, and yes, I think a good bit of a week off that I've had since, how long was it ago? Maybe a good week ago. Yeah, it's been going grand, perfectly fine, and it just really kind of was good just to feel like I could just take a break from making videos, even though, yes, Halo Ring and Pipe 12 could have helped, but, we're only a few days from eventually all three of us being able to hopefully be available on, especially being Pi every 12. Since we have very little communication with Halo Ring, but other than that, the next video will be back up on Wednesday, so that'll be something to look forward to. Of course, you guys will be watching this when it comes out, so of course that's a plus. The good thing is that I only have one module left to go, and that is in what's referred to operating system fundamentals. So you learn about operating systems, and you learn sort of, how a CPU would, deal with all these programs wanting to run, and all this thing to do with the disk and how everything schedules out. There's a lot of stuff going on there, and to be honest, as I have literally zoned out so much of lectures, so I had to look up the notes, and I've been having to do it in the past while, and things are clicking, which is good. And there's a little bit of stuff I need to cover tomorrow, and then in 2 days, well, technically speaking, tomorrow in one sense. Right now it's a little bit after 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. I'll go into bed, of course, wake up, do some bit of work, and then of course the next time I go to bed, I'm going to be waking up, of course, and then I'm going to be heading to CIT to sit my operating systems exam at 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that far away, which is pretty darn close, and I hope I pass. And eventually I'll be on my Christmas break, and we'll be able to get back on into proper video making. And during the time off, I've been kind of course, watching YouTube as I kind of am as a massive procrastinator, and I've been talking to the guys, as well, and I do have an idea for a video that'll be coming up. I'll be putting on video also onto Instagram, but I'll be adding a lot more to it for the video that's going up on the channel. It's going to be related to Rubik's Cubes, because of course that's my name, Rubik5. Why I said that with a weird speech theme, I have no idea, but yeah. So it was 2 Thursdays ago, with 1 Thursday ago being, of course, when was that now? So I know 15th of December was last Thursday, so yeah, the 8th of December was the day I did my last database lab, and we had a multiple choice question test, and got that done. And as of that moment, databases was done, 5 modules to go. Monday came, had to go to CIT for a presentation, and we went in. We were told to say, come in for 10:30. We did just that, and we went up to her and said, "Oh, we're here for a presentation." And then she said, "Okay, wait for a quarter of an hour." And we're like, "Alright, fine, I guess." So we did just that, and in the process, one of our team members, he said, I'm supposed to meet up with our programming lecturer so I can show it, demo the programming assignment to him, and he eventually got that sorted. Eventually, and this was about maybe 40 to 45 minutes later, our requirements lecturer, because of course the requirements was the presentation, and all that, and she said, "Okay, if you're ready, come on up." So we did just that, and we got it out of the way, and submitted a document, submitted a presentation, and it felt nice to pretty much get a second module out of the way, even though there was one slight issue. I did show another video, and I was taking a break from actually doing a bit of this requirements work, which was, I showed you this little screen of this program called Visual Paradigm. It's what you use for requirements engineering. And she said, "Oh, can you send the file that I'm working on stuff like that for?" And I'm like, "Alright, grand." So I exported the file, but it turns out these little things called user stories in there. I think I mentioned about that, like these user story things, but these wouldn't export. And I was emailing back and forth, saying, "Oh, there's an issue here," and eventually I just said, "Yeah, screw it, I'll send it off." And then she got back to me saying, your user stories aren't in the VP file. Can you send them in the VP file?" And I said, "Look, for some reason they're not exporting with the file. I don't know why," and all that. And I said, "Look, well, I'll just may as well make a Word document." And she said, "No, there's no need to." And after a while, I was like, "Yeah, no, fuck it. I don't want to not submit these stories because I have a feeling that there'll be a fair bit of a decent part of the project." So I had to go to an excruciating hour plus, I think, to screenshot 30 goddamn images of the Visual Paradigm project, put them into the print them into a Word document, even though she said I didn't have to worry about that, and I sent it off. But I don't care because I got that shit out of the way. My god. So let's just hope I pass requirements in engineering and I don't have to do that shit again. So that's that shit out of the way. Wow. So then, of course, in the last week I was working on project work for server side and doing a bit of study for my operating systems because I need to get started down for that. And on last Friday, the most recent Friday, the Friday prior to this video coming out, is I finally got my project for server side done, and I submitted it the following day, so of course Saturday. And that's in terms of the, as it's called, continuous assessment, where there's no final exams involved. And that was my fourth module done. Now, my third module was actually done on the Thursday, and it was from 5:30 in the evening to 7:30, which is an awkward time to have an exam. And not only that, but it was my sister's 18th birthday, and that was a bummer. But I was programming, so it was easy enough, and I'm like, damn it. So I got to miss out on the proper celebrations of my sister celebrating her 18th because of an exam, which was an absolute freaking balls. So yeah, that was my third module out of the way. And then on Saturday, not only did I submit my server-side stuff, but what I also managed to do was not managed to, but I also sat a discrete maths exam. Now I mentioned this now, that it was 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I had to go into CIT, so I had to wake up earlier. I woke up at like 8 in the morning. Did not have a good sleep that night, and it's mainly because of the fact that like I went to bed at 20 past 1, put on some music in my headphones because recently I've been listening to music on like 1 bar of 20 on an iPad to listen to music at night, and hey, it's grand. I've kind of been doing that since I started college. I found out my dad, Keegan, falls asleep to music, so I tried the same. So yeah, what was the next thing that happened? Is even though I managed to fall asleep most likely after 1:30, well, it was obviously after 1:30, I checked how many songs were in the playlist that I was listening to, and Sarah Wolfman fell asleep maybe after 10 to 10, no, I don't know, maybe after, probably for sure, maybe after 20 to 2, I don't know. And I woke up at 4:05, and I hope I fell asleep then again, and I woke up yet again at 6:30. I was trying to even see if I could fall asleep for another short while. It turns out I could not, so I just napped it out until 8 o'clock, and yeah, went to college then at 9:15, so I got a lift from one of my parents. Well, I got a lift from my dad, yeah. I couldn't remember for a second, but I just remember now, yeah. And then got a lift home, thankfully. my 5th module out of the way. So now, as of recording, yes, as I mentioned, it's after 1 o'clock in the morning on actually Tuesday morning, so it's 1 something on Tuesday morning. So technically that means the following day, so tomorrow, which is going to be when this video comes out, hopefully, is I am going. No, it's not. I'm going to be sitting my operating systems exam. And then all 6 modules will be out of the way. I'm going to be so happy, and I cannot wait to be on my Christmas break. Oh, it would be so good. And it won't be until January 30th, so that's the second last day that I'll be back. And I've seen kind of my semester 2 timetable before it went down, so I have a feeling that, you know, our college's department is just looking at the timetables for semester 2 and probably are thinking about changing things up. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, I guess, for next semester. But yeah, that's grand. So of course by the time this comes out, hopefully I'll have all 6 modules done, and I'll be so happy. By the 12th, in his terms, well, he will be getting back onto a sort of a regular, you know, schedule for his job in the Cork Airport car park. And once the end of January comes, his contract is done, and this is what he's told me. And so in January, he'll be free, and we can hang out for as long as whatever. He'll actually be back working on 4 o'clock on Thursday, because I'm pretty sure he said that he's well, I really thought it was but choking there or something. I don't know. So both him and I are finishing on the same day but at different times, so I unfortunately can't get a lift from my kid back to 12. I'm not waiting 4 hours for a lift. I'd take the bus perfectly fine and get home if it's that case. And I'm not going to ask him to come out and get me, and he can get back home. You know, well, my parents are going to deal with that. So at least I get another lift. And then that night we're going to go out to the pub and have a good old beer to celebrate the end of the semester. And we have a good old friend from the Czech Republic, and if you've seen our previous videos about a friend of ours who is attending college in the Czech Republic, this wouldn't be a surprise to you who this is. But for the while now, that's the good things coming up ahead now. So come Wednesday, the final exam is taking place. Then me and Paddy 12 are going to go for a beer at the end of that day to celebrate the end of semester 2 year 1. It's been such a good few weeks of annoying work, and a good thing the heavy workload will be off. Fuck my life for college. But yeah, and there are like two sort of vlogs. One of them's more like just not exactly a vlog, but one of them is a vlog, which is a bit long, but it might be one of our longer vlogs. I don't know how long it'll be. There might be a small bit of cut down on it. But that will be coming out during the Christmas break. And another one, which me and Pocket 12 did maybe well over a month ago. I don't know how long ago we did it, but it was just talking about, as I mentioned, we mentioned in the vlog how it was like, we talked about, you know, our views on college, because we obviously go there, and, you know, what we think, and that was, we mentioned this was over an hour and 40 minutes, I think an hour and 46, I think, so that we got way down, because we went so off topic so many times. So that will be coming out during the Christmas break as well, and those are like 2 videos. I'm not too sure really how the gameplays that are already recorded are going to be like, regardless. So before I start losing thoughts on things I could talk about, I'd say I'll probably leave the video here. So this is from me, RiverSaber25, and I'll see you other recruits. And it'll be great to catch up on with you. It'll be great to catch up as soon as the Christmas break is out.